Hey y'all, Carrie Nicole here. Let's talk about 3 reasons that you attract projects. I am famously known for saying I am no longer a rehabilitation clinic for unhealed people. And I developed that philosophy because if you're anything like me and you've been conditioned to be a fixer your entire life, you walk around unknowingly looking for people who need to be fixed, the wounded animals of the world. I often say that I would go to the rescue and pick up a dog from that animal shelter or rescue before I would go buy a puppy from a breeder. And all the PETA people out there, this is just an analogy, but it's true. It's like I want to be able to be the emotional energy source for something that's broken before I would go out and feel like I was worthy of something that had value, and value in a monetary sense, but value that I have to actually spend money on. And I use that analogy because don't we do that with people? Don't we do that with relationships, right? We wonder why we're attracting projects, but our entire energy bleeds fixer. And that's the first reason why. If your energy bleeds fixer, if you're at a space where you operate better in spaces where you're healed beyond where these people are, so that you can stay stagnant and pull them along to the journey that you're on, then that is what you're going to attract. Your energy says, I'm looking for something to fix. And you're out here in the world trying to find those projects and you don't even realize it, even if you're on your healing journey, because I've been there and I understand it, right? You could be going through the process of saying, I'm no longer going to be a codependent. I'm no longer going to be a people pleaser. I'm no longer going to go into relationships wanting to be utilized as and feel like I can't function unless I'm being useful to the people around me. And then you get into those spaces and you wonder why do I feel depleted? Why do I feel like this person doesn't, just love me for existing? Why do I feel like I have to perform in order to receive what feels like mediocre, what feels like human decency? And the reason that exists is because your energy says, I am a fixer and I only feel like I am of value if I can fix the things around me. The other thing is that you don't believe that you deserved healed. And that is part of what I was saying in the first part of this. Like, if you don't value yourself enough, if you don't think enough of yourself, you will not believe that you deserve healed. And so you think of it like this. You think, okay, if I am with a healed person and that person doesn't need me to show them how to regulate their emotions, that person doesn't need me to show them how to not attack a person when you have a feeling of hurt, but just to have a conversation where both people can share their perspectives. If that person doesn't need me to feed them when they're manipulating me with guilt and to give them that emotional and validation and reassurance, then do I really belong in a relationship with somebody who doesn't need me to do those things? So you don't think you deserve healed. And it's crazy because you've shown that you do. You've put in hours and years of work that says, I know how to heal people. And oftentimes to the detriment of yourself, because you're stunting your own healing by trying to heal others. However, you could walk into a space tomorrow as the best version of you and find somebody who is the best version of them and is at the same space and time as you are. And that relationship or that friendship or that space would feel like it didn't need you to do something, like you could actually just exist in that space and be appreciative of each other because you're not needed, you're wanted. And that leads to the third point. You don't believe that your value exists beyond fixing. So I've had conversations with so many people that are like, okay, I used to be the toxic person in the relationship. and I healed myself and I'm no longer toxic. But I'm finding that I'm looking for significant others who are toxic. And I don't understand it because I just want peace. And it's interesting because we do that because it's really two reasons. The first one is we're so accustomed to chaos that if we're not causing the chaos, we find people who will, because a relationship doesn't feel right unless it has chaos. All the while we're telling ourselves that we want peace. But sometimes what feels like peace to you is what you're used to from your past, which is chaos. You operate inside of it well. And the unknown is, how do I even operate in this space with peace? So you look for people who create the chaos because you no longer wanted to feel it inside of you, because that's what feels like home as far as a relationship is concerned. Because the only space that you feel that you have value in is a space that exists in chaos. And you don't believe your value exists beyond fixing because you've never been in a space where somebody appreciated you for just being. And you can exist in those spaces, but the way that you exist in those spaces is to no longer revert back to the stories of old that say, I don't know how to be of value if I'm not doing something and fixing something, but operate in a space that says, I'm not going to attract projects because I'm no longer a handyman. I'm no longer going to attract projects because I'm no longer going to exude the energy that says I'm here to fix you. Supporting and fixing are not the same thing. So when you value yourself enough, you say, oh no, that's a project. I'm not in a space or capacity at which I am willing to exist in a project. So what I'm going to do is say, that does not serve me in the space of healing that I'm in, because I won't stay stagnant, and I'm going to value the healing that I've done to get myself to this point. When you do that, you will start to believe that you deserve to just be, and that there are people out there who are in the same path as you, who have healed and who believe that they deserve to just be in a relationship too. And that's not to say be because it's accept me as I am. It's I have healed and I've gotten myself to this point and I am the best version of me that I know how to be right now. And that's all I'm willing to accept externally from other people too. So if this friendship is draining me because this person only wants to vent to me, and I've been that person, I've been that friend who just wants to vent all the time, and that is draining. You don't have to be in that space. I value myself enough to say, if you need someone to fix you, here's the number to a therapist. I need to be in a space where I'm valued not for my fixing, but beyond my fixing into what I actually offer to the table, which is being. And notice that I said beyond. Your value of being is far greater than anything that you could ever do. Your energy, your purpose, the things that are inside of you, those seeds of existence are far greater than anything that you could do to perform to be in those spaces. And you have to know that, and you have to believe it, and your value has to speak it so that your energy exudes it. So you are no longer a rehabilitation center for people who need fixing, for people who need for someone to walk alongside them and give them the tools. You are in a space where you deserve for somebody to have done the same amount of work that you've done, so you don't have to stay stagnant and wait for them, but they meet you exactly where you are, and you bring the same amount of value to each other for merely existing. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Carrie Nicole. You can look me up on all social media sites and at carrienicole.com.